Attack on Titan anime original ending. New timeline explained. Every once in a long while, there comes an anime that does everything right. It has some of the best characters, a great plot, and some of the best soundtracks. Sadly, however, it ends badly, which just leaves a foul taste for the audience. For the longest time, people thought that Attack on Titan was one of those animes. Soon after the final chapter of the manga, a swarm of people started to resent Isayama and Attack on Titan. However, today we'll be addressing all the naysayers and prove to them how this was all part of Isayama's master writing plan. So why don't you sit back, grab some popcorn, as we dive deep into one of the most mind-boggling theories in anime history. But before we get into it, make sure to smash that red shiny subscribe button and ring that bell icon so you don't miss out on future videos. Okay, let me ask you this. What was the first thing you'd want when the ending of your favorite show just got ruined? Obviously, to strangle the author to death. But the second thing we all crave is an anime original ending. If the anime ending is good enough, we'll all pretend as if the manga one doesn't exist and that the author was probably too drunk when he wrote it. But in Attack on Titan's case, what if I told you that the anime's original ending was actually planned, and the traces of evidence for this are laid out in the manga? I know it sounds way too bizarre to be true, but let's kick things off by establishing that the anime has 3 different timeline loops. It's basically the foundation upon which this theory is established. The first timeline is actually the See You Later timeline. The existence of this timeline was teased in chapter 138 of the Attack on Titan manga. If you read chapter 138 of the manga for the first time, some of the things simply wouldn't make sense to you. This is a chapter that's named A Long Dream, and before it featured Mikasa killing Eren brutally with her sword, it also showed Eren and Mikasa living their lives together peacefully. Apparently, they had abandoned the war together and decided to live far away from the rest of humanity. Mikasa and Eren spent a small but soul-satisfying time together. Eventually, Eren ends up dying because of the curse of Ymir. At his death, Mikasa says the words, "See you later." After reading this, none of it made sense to anyone. Most people, like myself, didn't bother thinking about it too much. At first glance, it seemed like Isayama was just showcasing a fantasized ending that these two characters deep down craved for. In reality, this couldn't be further from the truth. You see, Isayama was actually showcasing us a different timeline. These events between Mikasa and Eren had happened already in a previous timeline. Then why is the chapter named A Long Dream? Isn't it simply because Eren and Mikasa dreamed of living together deep down? Well, simply put, it's because of the events that happened in the manga. This is also known as the manga timeline. In the See You Later timeline, we get to witness a wholesome ending for Mikasa and Eren, with a slow, painless death for Eren. However, the actual events of the manga are different. We get to see Eren kill off 80% of humanity and being killed at the hands of Mikasa. According to the theory, this manga timeline is actually the dream that Eren wakes up to in the anime, hence the name of the chapter, A Long Dream. The idea of this theory is that if Eren wakes up in the anime having dreams about the events of the manga timeline, it automatically sets him up in a different timeline in the anime. The new timeline is known as the anime original timeline. And in this timeline, having the knowledge of the previous timelines, things are bound to pan out differently. You see, the anime is going to have a different ending from the manga. Not because the ending of the manga is bad, rather it's because the anime is in a completely different timeline. Think about it. Is the ending of the manga successful? Of course not. Isayama even released a few other chapters after the ending where it clearly showed how the cycle of hatred doesn't end. Humanity eventually ends up in the same state of conflict in the near future. Why would he give his own manga such an inconclusive and baseless ending? It's neither perfectly tragic nor happy. It just comes off as stupid and pointless. The reason is quite obvious at this point, and it makes a lot of sense. It's because the ending of the manga is not the final ending. It's simply an ending to a timeline. Needless to say, we can expect a completely different ending in the anime. Will Eren realize his mistakes from the previous timeline and commit complete mass genocide this time around? No one really knows for sure. But one thing that makes complete sense is that the anime original ending has to happen. And if it does, then this is definitely going to go down in history as one of the most amazing things a manga author has done in the world of anime fiction. Honestly, we could very well be looking at the mother of all plot twists over here. Isayama might just turn every hater into a lover of his manga. And to be honest, he has made some very bizarre plot twists in Attack on Titan already, so I wouldn't be surprised if he had this final move up his sleeve all along. With that being said, that ends the video. If you haven't already, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and press the bell icon so you don't miss out on future videos. Peace.